What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, October 26th, 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you're doing great to start this week so far. I do offer consultations for anybody interested. Please book with me, reach out. You can also visit my website, which is in a link below, but it's fixedairmoon.com/consultations. Would love to connect. All right, Tuesday, we're going to have that sun in Scorpio. It's at 3 degrees. Woo. Getting ready to expand on our passions today. So there's a lot that we can expand on. We're also having that moon here in Cancer. So there's this forward progression through our emotions, through our depth, how we really feel, what we're really into. I think it's a very intuitive time right now, having, so much water in the chart. Especially with Mars just getting ready to come into Scorpio, where we can really identify with where we want to penetrate into in life, but we're still kind of at this last little way out with our ego here. But this moon is going to square off with Chiron today at 9 degrees. Sensitivities, vulnerabilities, but I think it's also sensitive places in life that we have to do the deep dive to expand what we're truly passionate about, what we really want to investigate or get to the bottom of in life. So there's aspects that are trying to be expanded, opened up, but there's also this having to come back into how you're truly feeling and trust your gut and trust your intuition on the matter without, second guessing your power, the power and the authority that you can have within yourself to take these leaps forward. It could also feel like there's so much that wants to be brought out, but there's still so much that has to be done inside. So we have to really feel into every aspect that's trying to take place right now, or if a lot of emotions coming up, it's coming up for a reason, and it's coming up to show you how strong you are and how you can use that to progress forward. Even if today feels like maybe a step back, it's trying to progress you forward. That moon's also going to quincunx Saturn. So we're looking at interesting areas of life where it's just gosh, I really do need to be responsible for this. If I want to connect to this, if I want to get into this, I need to do this to get there. So in some ways it feels like, yes, a back and forth, but I think ultimately there's this progression forward to show more. And you have to really believe in what it is you want to connect to or be passionate in. And I think that is, it's of the utmost importance, because if you believe in yourself, you're not going to have too many issues taking these steps forward or really moving into what lights you up, from the depth of your soul. So kind of having to really feel and alchemize. And we're also going to see that moon sextile Uranus today in Taurus. So I do think that there's something about today that gives this aha moment, where yesterday was a very sort of emotional day or kind of two-part day. And today's kind of okay, I'm kind of in this energy now. I see where this week's going. It is a Mars day anyways with a Tuesday, so it's an action day. There's something about being able to sort of connect the dots in life today, or connect the dots for the day that you're intuitively called to, that do light you up, that bring the value and the passion that you're looking for, as we also see the moon finish off with a square to Mercury. So, there's things that need to be said when it comes to other people in life, when it comes to relationships. It's one of those days where conversation can come up, and Mars is getting a little anxious here to come into Scorpio. So, we're at a time where today could feel like there's a lot that has to get off people's chest, and definitely some big words could come out, especially some sensitive stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this was one of those days where some of the vulnerabilities and sensitivities kind of had to get purged out, and that's kind of another thing that Scorpio can do, is it takes us deep into some of the depth, some of the shadows in our life that need to be seen, that need a light shined on them, and the sun is doing a good job of that, and the moon's kind of here taking action with emotion, and it could come through expression, but it could also be some of the most important talks that do bring a balance and beauty into your life through epiphany moments, through insight that can come through. And today, big one is definitely Venus square Neptune. So talk about some dreamy, magical aspects when it comes to people and relating and our money, but also, really not paying attention to financials, not paying attention to all the patterns and the signs that have shown up in our life that have tried to show us, where things can expand, but also what's more divinely meant to be. And are we just going to keep playing kind of somewhat toxic situations over again in our life when We already have been through that and learned the lessons. Also, definitely an interesting day for money. This Venus and Sag can want to go buy the world, and Neptune, pay attention to finances, yours, whatever it is, just make sure you double check what you're putting your money into. It almost has that energy of like deceit. So like if somebody's trying to get something from you or somebody's asking for money, make sure that their intentions are pure and use your spiritual discernment when it comes to value and money, but at the same time, not just like super give. So kind of a weird aspect when you get this, but it's also beautiful because I look at Venus as this heart chakra energy, and then I look at Neptune as this higher octave of this heart energy within us. So there are beautiful, beautiful things that we can create and manifest if we're discerning the physical world properly. If we're not just believing, like the South Node is in Sagittarius, we don't want to just believe our way into situations that do they have substance to them. So I think we want to make sure that there is substance and potency to the direction we're trying to go as souls, as individuals, and link up with that when it's kind of like Saturn's kind of quincunxing the moon, like, are you sure you feel good about this? Are you sure you feel good about this? So I think if we just check in with our feelings, check in with where we do want to see things go and where they're going with people and relationship aspects or money aspects, it can definitely help us out. But I do think we get an epiphany moment today that's like an aha of like, yes, this is the direction that I feel deeply called to, and, holding true to that, and also, putting it out there. I think it's a good day for conversation with a Mercury and Moon in square towards the evening. It's like, okay, had some epiphany moments, had to get through maybe some blocks or take on some responsibilities to be in my most authentic frequency and to be in my most authentic state of being. For this depth that I'm experiencing within self and how I'm relating that, and kind of like trying to bring the glue and get everything to bond in life right now. And then there could be talks that need to be had, but those aren't always bad talks. These could definitely be some really good talks that are like, this is the relationship that's going in the right direction. This is what's going to hold. This is what's kind of secure in my life. And then also there's the deceiving factor of today too, where you really have to use your discernment to make sure that it is spiritually pure, that it is kind of opening things up in the most magical of ways, but make sure those magical ways make logical sense. And there has to be a common sense aspect to it with the North Node in Gemini. Like, bring your common sense into it and make sure that everything aligns with your truth, and maybe not just being swayed in one way by someone else. Like, this is where the great journey goes. Is it for you? Ask yourself that. And then be able to express yourself and how you're feeling in your most authentic and true form. I think there's a lot of good stuff in the chart today. We are seeing Jupiter at 22 degrees, really not getting aspected by much today, but Venus is working on that sextile to Jupiter, so that is kind of building. I mean, those are two benefics, and we're going to see them come really close tomorrow with a yod to the moon. So there's something special that God's going to show up within our own personal lives if we're like taking this direction that is kind of maybe showing us the deeper aspect or the deeper grit of what we have to move forward. And then kind of like, do you have what it takes to almost mother it or birth it into existence, because you've done the work, you've felt it, and you've expanded upon it, and you're opening some really magical new doors to where that can go. But I think this is looking into the future of relationships and the abundance that can bring if on a similar vibe, similar frequency, and overall just kind of having a belief and a hope for the future, but making sure that the facts line up, making sure that you're not just getting like duped into anything. Definitely a day to be discerning when it comes to all areas of life, really, but especially I would say relationships and money with that Venus square Neptune. I think it's also beautiful though. Like, I think this is where some really amazing relationship energies showing up, and it could just be through other people. It doesn't have to necessarily be romantic, but I think it's showing like who's kind of on the quest to the future and the similar path, and who wants to birth sort of the same, area, the same thing based on the frequency of two souls. So there could definitely be some magic in the air and some beauty today, but I think the people that are, I guess, really moving intuitively and acting in that way, and doing the things and feeling everything the way it's meant to be felt, and not looking at yourself as any, less than, but really whatever shows up is trying to show you the better way forward. And that's kind of where the epiphany moment comes through, and maybe having to take on something in life to get there without like doubting or being like, oh gosh, I have too much weight. Only take on weight that lights up your soul. I will say that too. This is not a time to take on weight either that isn't really bringing beauty into your life. Or just it's something deep and just passionate and, oh, look at that. Queen of Cups, upright. Definitely the passion is high level today. And it's like, what do we really want to hold on to? Where's the glue when it comes to our relationships? Where's the direction that we're intuitively being called towards? And we're ready to step into that power and not look at ourselves as less than, as we kind of sit on this throne of knowing that we are always going to have to do the work. We might have to make big calls, but as long as we have that inner presence of self locked down, whatever decision, whatever needs to be taken on, will be taken on with a much more, I would say, just like stable presence to it. Why'd we get that card? Another cup. We got the Knight of Cups. So, yeah, definitely intuitive direction. Whatever your intuition's telling you to move in the direction of right now, go for it. It's definitely a go. And as long as you're having that discernment aspect and it feels really right, not just in a physical surface level area, but like a really, this is what I need to do. I think this is one of those like go for it days, like make it happen, voice what you need, take on what you need, and you can make it happen maybe quicker than you thought. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. And just for fun, book with me at fixedairmoon.com. I would love to work with you. I've had some amazing clients in the past, and if you've had a reading with me before, please leave a comment in the description below and let people know what you thought. Would definitely mean a lot to me. I enjoy working one-on-one with people so much, and I am trying to bring it out to the universe that I want to do more of that. So looking forward to hopefully working with you. If not, I will see you tomorrow. I love you all. Have a blessed Tuesday. Peace.